Hello everyone, welcome to our next The Rise episode, and today's guest is someone who has spent more than 3 decades advocating for women, children and vulnerable communities across Malaysia. Her work spans gender-based violence, women's empowerment, HIV advocacy and community engagement with groups often pushed to the margins of society. We are honoured to have this special guest with us today, Miss Manohara Subramaniam. Thank you so much for being here. So,
thank you.
Can I call you Akka?
Yes, of course.
You know why, right?
Yeah.
Because we have been connected for
Of
so
course.
long.
Yeah.
And you have been a great mentor and inspiration for me and so many people.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to call you Akka. Okay, Akka, tell me, how are you feeling today?
I'm good.
But you look tired though.
Tired, huh?
Still working hard for humanity, right?
Yes, of
What
course.
what was your last project?
Last project there, I just had a discussion, a sharing session about my 30 years of activism.
Yeah.
What it meant, for me to share with others so that they know what involves activism. So I just finished that. Yeah.
Empowering people non-stop.
Yes,
That
yes.
has been your work for 30 over years.
Yeah.
So, Akka, who was Manohara before activism entered your life? Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
I was
your
like
background.
anybody else lah, I believed ignorant was bliss, like that.
Yes.
And just followed the how life was lah, you go to school, you finish school, you find a job, and then you go and get married, you have children, and then that same family thing as everybody else does lah,
Right.
like you look for good income, your children all must be educated, your family is happy. So that was what I also thought life would be, But I had one extra difference is I love to do service for people. I always believed that we must do something for others,
Right.
So I always thought that I must do some kind of service work, at either be a police or be a nurse or be a teacher. I always wanted to go into that kind of profession because I thought that was the helping profession. You want to hear some more?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Akka.
So then what I did is when I was working as a nurse, before that, of course, I went to the factories first. After that, I wanted to upgrade myself, and then I went and became a nurse. And then the people asked me to join the union. They said, hey, we should fight for higher salary. So when I went into union work, then I suddenly saw, why is this is a very female industry, but the people who are sitting in the union are men.
Okay.
I said, then what happened to the women? Where are the women? Why are men running the union when we have 98% of women working here? So then that's where my exposure, without even thinking that I'm actually talking about some rights. I never knew the word rights.
Yeah.
I never knew the word empowerment. I never knew there was gender-based violence. So all this automatically opened up for me when I started to question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, Ka, these kind of things now people have to learn.
Yeah.
Like gender-based violence, activism is something that people need to deep dive and find out what it means. But for you, it was just inside you, and then you went somewhere, and then your horizons expanded, and you naturally knew what all these meant.
Yes.
Even without learning or deep diving about it, right?
Yes.
It was like a calling for you.
Yeah, I think as human being, one thing is very important is we must question.
Right. Right.
Everything we must ask why.
Right.
If you keep asking why, even children, you see, when they are 4 or 5 years old, that age, they ask a lot of questions. Why this? Why?
Right.
But then as adults, we usually shut them down.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
ask too many questions. That's where we close their emotions, plus their ability to think and question.
Yeah.
So I realized when I just say, why all men? Where are the women? And then the other women also realized what I was saying, and that really opened up. So I believe that we should not just take what is given.
Yes. Yes.
So when you question, then you can see that you will get the answers to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Akka, now I want to ask you something. See, back then and even now,
Yeah.
women, we are considered to be like, we are just supposed to do certain things in life. I mean, back then was worse. 30 years back, we are not supposed to be activists or humanitarian.
Yeah.
So, இப்போ நான் என்ன கேட்க வரேன்னா, நீங்க when you were coming into this work and starting your life as an activist and humanitarian, கண்டிப்பா வீட்ல சொல்லியிருப்பாங்களே, மனோ இதெல்லாம் உனக்கு தேவையா? நீ ஒரு பொம்பளை பிள்ளை மாதிரி get married, fall in love, get married, have children அப்படின்ட்டு கண்டிப்பா கேட்டிருப்பாங்க. Any regrets, Akka? Do you regret now that you should have done all that?
ஐயோ இதெல்லாம் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் still it is a question.
It is, Akka. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because society wants you to toe the line. If this is how a woman should be, then that's how you should be.
Yes, yes.
Of course, even my family also, my mother, she appreciates my activism,
Okay.
but at the same time she says, I think there is a limit. இதுக்கப்புறம் you have to become a woman, and that's when she told me,
என்ன சொன்னாங்க?
what is the biggest woman power என்ன தெரியுமா? To bring a life into this world. That is the woman's biggest power.
அதுக்கு நீங்க என்ன சொன்னீங்க?
நான் சொன்னேம்மா, நான் செய்யற வேலையில அங்கங்க எல்லாம் ஒரு புள்ள பத்து போடுறாங்கம்மா, நான் தான் போய் பார்க்கறதா இருக்குமா, because for her, because she wants me to get married,
Yeah.
and so she wants to tell me that all this work you do is not as great as bringing a life into this world, because that is her teaching.
Yeah.
That is how she grew up. Even the community will tell me, மா நீங்க ரொம்ப செஞ்சிட்டீங்க, இப்போ வந்து தனிக்கும் வெயில்ல போறீங்க, இப்போ நெகல்ல நிக்கிற டைம் வந்துருச்சு. What they are trying to say is now you take a break and you go into the shade, means then you form the family.
Understand, yeah.
So they think that what they are telling you is to help you, is to make you see, because one day you will regret, if I had married then, I will have children who will take care of me. I'll have a husband who will care for me. So they think that you have missed that life. In this life lah, so அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த இன்னொரு வழி தெரியல, they only can see that
one direction.
That's how a man should be, and this is how a woman should be, and this is how life should go on. Yeah.
Thank you, Akka. I mean, that was, இந்த மாதிரி தான் நிறைய பெண்களுக்கும் till now it's happening. But we are coming out, we are trying to do something, we are proving. I mean, but என்ன கேட்டிங்கன்னா, we don't have to prove to anybody. ஏன்னா we are all individuals, right, Akka? So look at you, you are an inspiration. நீங்க அந்த 30 years build பண்ணது, it's empowering, helping the lives you have saved. I mean, we'll talk more about it. But Akka, I want to ask you this. So you are working very closely with vulnerable communities, right? So can you share some hardcore experiences? Maybe give 3 examples. Maybe one with children, saving a child, one with a woman maybe, or a drug user, sex worker. How did you transform their lives? How did you help them? Just give examples. So I want people to know, Akka, what kind of work you have been doing, how you have been transforming lives.
I think it's totally not me transforming their lives, because they have a role to play also.
Okay.
நான் எவ்வளோ சொல்லலாம், ஆனா நீ வந்து வேணான்னு சொன்னா then it's an end for me also as much as for you.
Correct.
But when when I did an awareness in schools, in a school talking about rape, because there was so much rape of younger girls.
Yes, Akka.
And one girl came up to me to say, she's 15 years old. This is I think sometime ago lah, but she said her father has been asking for sex from her. She's 15.
And own dad, biological dad.
Oh, and every time the mother goes to work, he will send her to work and he will come back home and have sex with her. And he tells her that this is what other fathers also do. But you cannot tell your mother you know, if you want I can call my friend and you can talk to his daughter will explain, as though like this is what is happening. See, nobody teaches her.
Yes, and Akka, this is happening. A lot of people think இந்த மாதிரி மலேசியால நடக்காது.
Yeah.
Now you are sharing something in Malaysia, Akka.
Yes, yes.
It's heartbreaking.
And nobody teaches her that you know, how do a girl know who does she check it with?
Yes,
you know,
yes.
only when we spoke to her the students, appa adu open up pandது,
Okay.
கேக்குது, you know, because she's feeling not good.
ஆமா.
You know, because we have God given instinct, you know.
Instincts,
So she knows this is her father, but she doesn't know that, you know, because this is a father that she loves, and at the same time he's telling her this.
So he's teaching her and she thought it's real.
Exactly, you know. So then அப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் ட்ரைனிங்லாம் நான் செய்யும் போது அந்த ட்ரைனிங்லேயே நான் சொல்லிட்டேன், யாராச்சும் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி யூனோ லுக் ஐ ஹேவ் அன் இரெக்ஷன், அது போகாது, நான் வந்து உன் கூட அந்த செக்ஸ் செஞ்சால் தான் அது இறங்கும்னு சொன்னால் ஒரே வழி, ஜஸ்ட் கோ டு த கிச்சன், ஒரு ஆம்பரை தூக்கிட்டு வாங்க, அது தன்னாலே இறங்கிரும்.
Awesome.
You know,
you said this, right?
I said this because I had to tell them.
No choice.
That is, you know, because nobody is teaching them. You know, because I want them to know that the men cannot come and give you this kind of story, because this girl, that's what she told me. She said he comes with an erection and say, your mother has gone to work and I only have you.
How, Akka? How a father can do this to a child? I mean, what is happening?
Exactly, you know.
I can't accept, Akka.
If we are thinking, ஆமா இது வந்து ஏதோ ஒரு ஃபேமிலியில் happening, no, that's not true. You know?
I'm also dealing with kids, Akka.
Yes.
Ayyo, it's happening every day.
Yeah. And நம்ம இந்தியன்ஸ்க்கு என்ன ஒரு இதுனா, இது வந்து மலாய்க்காரவங்க இதில் தான் நடக்குது. You know?
Yes. Every time when we do contents and say, oh, நம்ம communityல நடக்குது.
Yes, you know.
Exactly.
So, but the problem with the Malays, they will report.
Yes.
The Indians still குடும்பமானோ.
They will not come forward.
They will tell like this, முழுங்கவும் முடியல, துப்பவும் முடியல.
Correct. ஆமா, right.
So what is that, how then that child is going to know that this cannot go on? So what is the right of the child when you are talking like this? So what is the right of the child? நான் சொல்லிடுவேன் அவங்க அம்மா கிட்ட, இங்கே பாருங்க அந்த பிள்ளை உங்களை தான் நம்பிட்டு இருக்கு, you either remove her or you report him. There's only two ways.
Yes.
You cannot tell this story and say that this is because family, mano, like that, and keep this as a secret or under closed door. You know, that one is not good.
Of
you
course,
know?
of course.
Yeah, your responsibility over the child. You know, so violence against women is a big issue, lah.
Yes, you're dealing with it every day.
And now I only talked about 15-year-old. I haven't talked about the 6-month-old baby also. That
please tell, Akka. You know, when we talk about things like this, automatically இந்த மாதிரிலாம் நடக்காது நம்ம நாட்டிலன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க. And our community, they do not want to talk about it. They don't want to accept it. ஆனா அந்த பிள்ளைங்க எப்படிக்கா tell about the 6 months, Akka. It's குழந்தை, baby.
You know, because people always like to tell it is the women's dressing, you know, the women being sexy, you know. But how sexy is the 6-month-old baby to you? You know, and the father, you know, this one is a caregiver. She was taking care of the baby.
Okay.
And then husband says, oh, can I carry the baby and you know, take her to the shops and all that, huh? And then he has been licking the baby.
Ayyo.
He is fingering the baby.
Are you kidding me, Akka?
You know,
Fingering and licking. What is this?
Old, you know. So where has humanity gone? You know, ஒரு 6 மாசம் baby, what can she do? You know,
அதுக்கு என்னன்னு கூட தெரியாது.
Exactly. You know, so this is happening day in, day out. Only with the numbers that we see is only the tip of the iceberg. No?
Very true.
எவ்வளோ பேர் still வந்து ஃபேமிலின்னு சொல்லிட்டு they cover.
Akka, I want to ask you this, since you're okay, this you see, Akka, when we talk about children, at least அதுங்க வாய் திறந்து they will come and tell, like when we're doing programs, they get connected. But the 6-month-old cannot speak. So how did this come to light? How did this is happening to the baby? Appadintu how did
because the baby developed a sexual disease.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
sexual disease.
Yeah,
STD.
Yes, you know.
Oh my
so
God.
then the doctor also is wondering. That means he even trying to penetrate a 6-month-old baby.
Oh.
You know, you see, they even put the penis into the mouth of the baby. You know, so there's a doctor who said now when she was treating young children, as young as 3, 4, you know, like that, she found so many STDs in their mouth.
Because,
Sexual disease,
yes.
because the man has been using. So she said, for her it was like, how do children get STDs in their mouth, Abudina? And then she said, oh my God, I can't believe that this is what the men have been doing. You know, in some cases you can see what the babies die.
Yes.
Then only
Yes.
they find out that, you know,
Yes,
the
Akka.
baby has been sexually abused. You know, because the mother doesn't suspect. You know, the mother thinks that you know, the child is crying because the child is showing signs, but the mother cannot read.
You know something, Ka? Some mothers, they realize and yet they don't do anything about it, right?
Yes, true.
So who do we blame here?
Yes.
You're a mother.
Yeah.
So
You know, see, she is a mother, but then she's looking at the bigger society. If people find out, what will they say? You know, so we are always worried about what
Others.
society says.
yes,
You know,
what other people
what
think.
other people think. You know, so that's where we are stuck. You know, because they are always looking at what women didn't do.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, but why this has happened?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
because the men are also product of the system. You know, so we cannot blame the men either, because that is how we have socialized him
yes.
to become.
Correct.
You know, not teaching him respect,
Yes.
not teaching him responsibility, not teaching him that we are different only biologically.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise, we are all human beings
Yes, well
to be
said.
respected.
That's true,
you know?
Akka. You're
Yeah.
right. Because that's why most times when things like this happen, they will immediately blame the person who's carrying out the act. But why is that person like that? Why is
Yeah.
the person doing so? Other people won't really talk.
yeah.
But that is the thing that we need to talk about, so
Yeah.
that the coming generation, we raise them right. We raise
Yeah.
them as gentlemen. We
Yeah.
raise them to know what is right and what is not
Yes.
appropriate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Ka?
Yeah. You know.
I mean, I know there's so many more that you can share, but anything else, Akka, that comes to your mind? Another one that perhaps maybe, I know you have tons.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
What,
maybe about refugees or orang asli. You have worked a lot. Any cases that comes to your mind?
Of course, orang asli is even in a worse situation. Lah.
Yeah.
You know, recently only we did a case of school teacher.
Okay, okay.
Raped a 12-year-old student,
Aiyo.
school student. No, and then the girl's mother, orang asli parents, take her to the police station. Police station, what they do? Call the Jabatan Orang Asli and then call the cikgu and say, no need to make police report and make it big hoo-ha lah. The Jabatan Orang Asli telling to the Orang Asli parents and to the teacher, telling the teacher, you just pay the parents 200 ringgit lah, then we settle.
200 ringgit.
For a child's
Her
violation
life
of
is
a
gone.
right,
Yeah.
you know, so the police, so we are asking, what is the role of the police here?
Exactly.
You know, instead of saying no, this is a criminal case, we are going to
Aren't
push.
they supposed to protect us?
Exactly, you know, so you see how they make it very simple.
So what happened? at
Orang
the end?
asli tanah kasa கொடுத்து, you know, because they are poor people, you just pay, they will, you know. But this orang asli parents refuse.
Very good.
They said, we don't want the 200 ringgit, we want the right
Okay.
for our child, you know. So this is where, when we went in, we did a stakeholders meeting where we put the police right there,
Okay.
the doctors right there, and then we told the orang asli people, you now talk directly. So they were feeling, very beginning they were very
Anxious.
scared, you know, anxious, you know, how do we talk to authorities, you know. The whole night we did one training.
Wow.
Okay, I'm the police. Saya tanya, you jawab.
Oh, so you train
So
them.
we train them.
So,
you know,
okay,
we do
okay.
the role play. Then I said, I can have a very fierce face, but you must be even more angry. You know why? Because you want your right to be protected. So don't be scared of that fierce face or what, but push your issue, then the next day they were able to talk to them.
That one night training.
Yeah, so because they know their right, is only that
They're not brave.
they're not
Yes, they're
because that
always-
uniform makes them fear that authorities.
Yeah.
So we teach them beyond that uniform, he's a human being like you and me.
Yes, yes.
And he has a higher responsibility to actually protect us. That's why he is being put there. So tell him that I want this, because that is his job. So this is the trainings that we are
carrying out and doing.
Yeah,
stand
to
the lives
empower
that
the
you're- exactly,
community
Ka.
people.
Yes, yes.
Simple people. People just want their rights protected.
Of course, of course.
They are not asking for any money
or property, right?
Yeah,
They just want to live in this world.
Yes, we want to live in a world, in a community that's free from violence.
Yes, yes, yes.
I must be able to walk out at 12 midnight if I want to cross the road and go to a 7-Eleven and buy
Without
something
fear, right?
without fear.
Yes.
So now I can't.
Cannot.
Can't. So
Every time you want to see, you turn around.
Yes.
Every time you get in the car, you
Yes.
just lock. I mean, why should be so be
Exactly.
fearful, right?
Exactly.
But that's how it is.
So we live with fear, which we should not
yeah.
have. Daytime, of course we can't say only night is dangerous. Now we cannot even
Daytime
tell
too.
children that only night is
Yes,
dangerous.
you can't
Daytime too.
like let them play outside for
Yes.
a bit. You just feel palpitations. Like last
Yes.
time our parents will allow us to play. Now cannot, ka?
Exactly.
Within seconds, pedophiles, sex predators. I
Yeah.
mean, human traffickers
Yes.
and all that thing, right?
Not only that, adu kuda illa நம்ம வீடு, our own home
It's not safe anymore.
is not safe.
I forgot that. Yeah.
We want to believe that our home is the safest place.
Yes.
Ana adu safe இருக்கா?
இல்லையே.
Husbands beating up their wives, raping the children, brother and also can rape the niece. So all this is even happening in that so-called place called home. That's supposed to be the safest place for us.
Of course.
Which is not safe.
No longer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ka. Well, lots more coming up for you. Now, Akka, I'm going to go to different communities. Just now we spoke about children, women, men. Now, you have been doing a lot of work for sex workers, men, MSM. So for those who don't know, men who have sex with men, transgender individuals can be transgenders or trans men. So literally different a little bit, right, in terms of sexual orientation. I mean, it's not about gender anymore. We are talking about sexual orientation because you have been working with this population for years, especially in terms of HIV. Now, lots of times they will say that if you're connected or associated with these communities, it's like you're encouraging their lifestyle. And coming from Malaysia, MSM and transgenders, they're all seen as disgrace. So are they a disgrace actually? What do you think? Are they a disgrace?
Begili தேவையா?
தேவைதான்க்கா, because புரியணும்ல, எல்லாம் disgrace, எல்லாம் கேவலப்படுத்துறாங்க, எங்க போனாலும் கேவலமா பார்க்கறாங்க. So நீங்க சொல்லுங்கக்கா.
Just see, the heterosexual community, just on the general public, the so-called that we supposed to accept,
Yes, yes.
men, women,
Being straight and all, yeah.
அவங்களுக்கே இவ்வளவு problem.
ஆமா.
What more if you are out of that box, you're not a female, now you're a transgender.
Yeah.
அப்பெல்லாம் அவங்கள என்ன 9 நான் ஒண்ணு இப்ப பொண்டான் இப்படிதான் நம்ம அவங்களுக்கு பேர் வைக்கிறோம். இப்பதான் we give them திருநங்கைன்னு because we want to respect them.
Yes.
So but society, of course, like you say, they find them a disgrace. Even me, many years ago when I worked in the women's organization, my friend was working with PT Foundation.
Okay.
So அவன் என்னை கேட்டான், hey, you really want to do issues, you come and work with the sex workers lah.
Okay.
நீ women's right ரொம்ப பேசுறல, come and work with the female sex workers.
Okay.
That is the real challenge. At that time I didn't dare to go.
Okay.
Why,
Akka?
because I also am in a way affected by society also.
Okay, that means sex workers நம்ம சொல்றோம்ல. So that means they are like filthy, prostitutes, just giving their body for money. அப்படிதான் நீங்களும் யோசிச்சீங்க.
அப்போ நான் நினைச்சேன், what will my family think? You see, no matter what, I also have a family there. I may not be married. I have a brother, I have sisters, you know, my father, mother were around. இவங்கெல்லாம் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க அப்படி என்ன வந்து அங்க பார்த்தாங்கன்னா, you see, straight away that was my first thinking. What would people say? You see, I also can fall into that category.
Yes, you know? Even after years working.
Even after, you know, so I challenged myself.
Okay.
I said, why am I discriminating them? They are also human being, you know. Then I said, yes, I want to work with these women to find out why women sell their bodies.
Okay.
You know, because people all, you see, they are all human beings. They only chose to be different this way.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
If you ask a transgender, a Tirunangai, she will tell, if she can just live with herself or himself as a man, they would rather be that way, you know. But they can't, because the inside is fighting. They are telling you are a woman, you are not a man, you know. Is people thinking, you know, some people think how, you know, today we sleep, பரவாயில்ல நாளைக்கு வந்து ஒரு பொம்பளை ஆகி பார்ப்போம். They are thinking that people choose to be that.
That's what they think.
They think, but it's not a choice. That's what who they are, you know. So that people don't want to respect and recognize, because they are out of the box, you know, that box that society has created for you. If you come out of it, then you cannot be accepted. You know, that is why they don't understand MSM. By understanding them, I mean, we don't have to give them green light. That's who they are. Let them coexist. எவ்வளோ murderers, rapists, beating the wives, all these fellas you are not running after. People who are raping babies, இவங்களெல்லாம் போய் பிடிக்கிறதுக்கு you are not spending time, but you are more interested running after this marginalized community, and because they are vulnerable, you attack them, you know, because they have fallen for you, they have fallen out of that box, you know, where society says no, but you have gone into that area. So who are we? You know, we are human that must understand and respect people. That's all.
That's the basic,
you know,
right?
That's the basic
of humanity.
You don't agree, never mind. Don't discriminate. You know, if they go to the hospital, they have a right as everyone else to health services. Who are you to say that, oh, because you are a transgender, I will not treat you, because you are a MSM, I will not treat you? That is wrong, you know. You don't have to accept their behavior or accept who they are, but give them the services that they need. You know, so we are just saying that non-discrimination is what we want.
Understand.
You know?
Akka, now talking about this, something came to my mind. Now we are in a social media world, right? Everything is on social media, and social media is literally taking over people's lives. Okay, adu oru side. Now I want to come back to MSM and transgender. You know why Akka, I want to ask you. I was also doing HIV work with you for a year, but you have been doing for a long time. Now we know in Malaysia, now the highest contributor for HIV is this population, men having sex with men, right? We call it MSM. Now we are helping them, you are helping them, we are helping the HIV population. But I want to ask you something, Akka. Like in this group MSM, many of them, despite knowing the risks, they are indulging in risky sexual activities. Sometimes they have this party, right, with the drugs. What is it called, Akka?
The chemsex.
Chemsex. Okay, a lot of people don't know about chemsex and this. Can you give, because I feel, and a lot of people are feeling out there, if they are going towards அந்த HIV அவங்க தேடி போறாங்க, because they are having this kind of sex parties and wild sex, and then they take drugs, chemsex வச்சு அந்த இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் மேல ஆயிருது. அப்புறம் they bring it back home because some of them have wives at home. அப்புறம் யாருக்கு போகுது? பேபிஸ்க்கு போகுது, பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு வருது. So இத பத்தி சொல்லுங்கக்கா. I mean, like in this situation, do you blame the community? அவங்களே திமிரா அந்த மாதிரி செய்றாங்க. I mean, what do you think? You being in this field, you will know. You are dealing with them, right? அத பத்தி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்கக்கா.
Because இப்போ வந்து social media is very open.
Very.
There is so much of information, good and bad.
Yes, yes.
But this MSM community, they think this is the high class lifestyle. You
That
know,
means having
this one
wild
is
sex.
the in thing lah. So if you go into this party, then you're
You're
one up lah. You know,
okay.
because you must be invited to the party. You cannot just go anywhere
Oh,
and
really?
join. Yes,
so like
you know.
what we watch in the Western movies, you have to have that
Yes,
special.
because they have a protection, because
Wow.
they are also protecting themselves. So it is by invitation. I invite you, you invite your friend. Can I bring him? Can I? So it's by invitation.
Okay.
You know. Then of course they when they have drugs,
Yeah.
and after that sex, of course that is like really what they want, you know.
Okay.
And they exchange many partners,
Oh,
you see,
yes,
because
yes.
it's chemsex is
Yes.
also that, you know. So they don't know who is HIV positive in that process. So we are saying, அது பரவாயில்ல தொலைஞ்சு போ, this is how you want to enjoy, you enjoy,
Okay.
but use protection. That's all we are telling. Nowadays you have the condom.
Yeah.
Now you have this prep.
Before, after.
Yes. So you have a lot of choices.
So என்ன சொல்ல வரீங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி செய்யுங்க பரவாயில்ல, ஆனா இது
Yes.
okay,
Because செய்யாதேன்னு சொன்னா people don't listen.
They don't listen,
because இது என் lifestyle. Who are you to
நீ
say
யாரு?
don't have இந்த மாதிரி party? So
Understand.
what is our role is to say செய்யு, ஆனா responsible செய்யு. Why you want to simply have carry yourself with disease? Why do you want HIV and live your whole life with HIV? So we said do it responsible.
Yes.
Use the condom, take the prep. ஏன்னா அதான் மருந்து இருக்கு. Now the prep is like really very effective, you know. So then use that. If you cannot control your lifestyle, then use protection. அதுதான் நம்ம சொல்ல முடியும். We cannot tell people, you know, everybody is saying, family is telling, religion is telling, culture is telling, no sex before marriage, don't do sex, don't do. Do they listen?
Nope.
No.
Especially இந்த காலகட்டத்துல
Exactly.
everything
So
is, yeah.
you can only talk about prevention, you know. So that doesn't mean we are encouraging them.
Yeah.
Whether you encourage or not, நான் இப்படி தான் இருப்பேன்,
It
நான்
happens.
இதை தான் செய்வேன். So then with our next this one is prevention. And, you know, so it is a challenge. Yes. If possible இவங்கெல்லாம் செய்யாம இருந்தா very good, but that is not a choice.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
It's not that people have not spoken to them or told them about the danger,
Yeah.
or that they don't know about the danger. They know very well, but this is the risk they are taking lah.
Yeah.
And so we are telling them, don't take the risk. Be protected.
Be protected.
You know, protect yourself. Don't worry about the other fellow. Protect yourself.
Protect
you know.
yourself.
So that's the message that we are telling them. இதெல்லாம் வந்து the lifestyle of today lah.
Yeah.
You know,
Cannot change, right?
இப்பெல்லாம்
It's
வந்து
too much in depth already, isn't it?
இப்பெல்லாம் வந்து you don't even have to meet someone.
ஆமா.
Phone எடுத்து,
எல்லாமே phone ல
yes,
தானே.
on the phone, you know. Now just tick, you can sit here and see how many MSM is around here.
Yeah.
That, and you can say, hey, I'm sitting in this room, would you like to come?
Finish, அவ்வளவுதான்.
Finish. அவ்வளவுதான். You know, now very fast. Everybody, even young children are learning.
Yes,
You know?
yes, Akka. Teams and all, they're
Teams,
getting
yeah.
involved in all these things,
Yes.
right? And
You
this
know?
is quite frustrating because
Frustrating, yes. This is a challenge lah,
it's
big
a
challenge in
because
society.
teenagers and children, they're
Yeah.
not supposed to know all these things. I
Exactly.
mean, you're supposed to be a child,
Yeah.
isn't it, Akka?
You know.
And Akka, another thing about transgenders, you are working with so many transgenders. I'm talking about Indian community, our Indian community transgenders. இப்போ ஒரு culture இருக்குக்கா. So these transgenders, they want to be loved by men. Okay, this one number we have done this work for transgenders. And because they want to get love, they give everything to that man. காசு, what do you call, வீடு வாங்கி கொடுக்கறதுல இருந்து everything, literally assets and everything they will do for the man. And then after 5-6 years, the man will just go off and marry a woman. And many have attempted suicide, many have killed themselves, they go into sex work and all this. I'm sure you have encountered this. இது யாரோட தப்புக்கா? Is it the transgender's fault? Or when you're helping them, how do you help them? Because they will tell that they fell in love, they trusted the man will marry them, and so they give everything to the man, you know. So இத பத்தி நீங்க என்னக்கா சொல்ல வரீங்க?
ஐயோ, இது ஒரு கஷ்டமான கேள்வி
கஷ்டமான கேள்வி, right?
Yes,
ஆனா இதுதானே அது மலேசியன் கம்யூனிட்டி நீங்க பாருங்கக்கா, இது ரொம்ப நடக்குது. And because of another thing, இந்த மாதிரி நாளுக்கா they want people to validate them and see what they do on social media. Sometimes I feel sad because they have so much of potential. ஆனா அந்த social mediaல எல்லாரும் பார்க்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு தேவையில்லாததெல்லாம் செய்றாங்க. So அந்த potential காணா போகுது, அவங்க capacity காணா போகுது, and then they get trapped in this kind of things. So
I think their challenge is even bigger, you know, because as women ourselves, we also we are all basically one love lah, to be loved.
We want to be loved. Yes.
You know, so it doesn't matter whether it's a woman or transgender or MSM, but everybody want love.
Yes.
But the challenges for transgender is even higher. So adunala if they find someone who love them, they give their all
out.
You know, that is why in one program in the transgender that I attended, the older transgenders advice to the younger transgender. She say, earn your money, respect yourself first, you know, and just because you want that man who came into your life, you want to keep him, apparently they will even tell the man, you don't have to do anything, you don't even have to work, I will feed you, I'll buy you your clothes, I will take you on holidays where you want to go. That means she is the breadwinner and she is the one who keeps him. You know why? So that he won't leave her.
Yes,
because why? She wants his love. She doesn't want anything else from him. She doesn't want his money. She wants his love. Because once she found that love, and she finds way to keep that love.
Keep it. So it's being, they put so much of work, but it's supposed to be natural, right?
But of course the man can live. You know, when he think he's done, he's finished, and he's he can go get married, have children, and this is just a pastime for him. You know, of course there are very few men who really take care of the transgender, but generally number pata, that's the advice of the older transgender. She said, why do we do this to ourselves? You know, why do we take care of him only to know that he will leave us? You know, no matter how you take care of him, if he chooses to leave, he will go. So respect ourselves, take care of ourselves first. So that was her advice, because she said she did that and gave everything to him, and he took everything and he left her with nothing.
Zero.
You know, so it's very heartbreaking.
Very heartbreaking, right?
Namalukku kekkuradhukku we feel very heartbreaking how they are going through,
how they are being used. Literally they are like tools for you know, people, and they don't realize it until it happens, right? And that's why they become vulnerable, and then they come to social media trying to prove something which they don't have to. So அந்த மாதிரி பாருங்க, நம்ம communityல it's happening a lot. So when you come and share all these things, at least அந்த awareness கிடைக்கும், empowerment கிடைக்கும், and this is what you're doing, you know, empowering everyone regardless of their backgrounds and you know everything else, Laka. But now I want to ask something regarding you, Akka. You've been doing this work for 30 years. I mean, like, when you deal with people itself, it makes you tired. Tell me about how you get burnt out. How do you handle yourself when you're burnt out? You're human too, Akka. Adha patti solunga.
I think I don't know, I never think so much of
course, because you don't think about yourself, you think about the others and the whole world. ஆனா இன்னைக்கு நான் கேக்குறேன், I'm giving you the platform. நீங்க இவ்ளோ செய்றீங்க, ஒரு ஆள் நம்ம ஹேண்டில் பண்றதுக்கே, because I'm doing the same, ஒரு பர்சன் நம்ம ஹேண்டில் பண்றதுக்கு அந்த நைட்டே எனக்கு அப்படியே டோட்டல் ஷட் டவுன் ஆயிரும். நீங்க டெய்லி பேசிஸ் 30 இயர்ஸா செய்றீங்கக்கா. எத்தனை தாட்டி கிராஷ் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க, அழுந்திருப்பீங்க, பர்ன் அவுட் ஆயிருப்பீங்க. அத பத்தி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்கக்கா.
Then when we sit down and talk like this, you know, this keeps me going, you know, because you call me, you give me that platform to sit and share what I have done, and that gives me, and the burnout all runs off because of that, you know, because it is I also want to talk to people, you know, because for me I have always felt number பொறந்தோம் வாழ்ந்தோம் போனோம், I don't want that kind of life. I want at the end of the day, as a human being, I have contributed to this society because I want a better tomorrow
Yes.
for the next generation. நம்மளால முடிஞ்சதை நம்ம செஞ்சு at least we leave something better.
ஆமா.
I believe, you know. I may not be able to do it for the whole society, but if I can even just make one woman's life better because of my support and contribution, for me, I have done my part. Can you imagine நம்ம எல்லாரும் ஒரு ஆளை
ஆமா ஒரு ஆளை டச் பண்ணாலே
ஒரு ஆளை நம்ம டச் பண்ணா நம்ம ஃபேமிலி of course we take care. நம்ம ஃபேமிலியை விட்டு வெளியே ஒரு ஆள் நம்ம டச் பண்ணா somebody who we feel can be better because of our support.
Of course
that is enough.
நீங்க ஒரு ஆளை டச் பண்ணலக்கா பல லைஃப்ஸ் 30 yearsல imagine that. And எனக்கே அவ்வளோ you are a role model for me. I talk about you all the time since the day I met you.
I mean you also have done a lot. We all have,
you are my mentor akka. Seriously, like the days that I feel like I can't do it, I just think about you. Seriously, because அது ஒரு passion. Yes akka, we are very passionate people. நம்ம வந்து காசு பார்க்க மாட்டோம், டைம் பார்க்க மாட்டோம், யாரு கேட்டாலும் ஓடிடுவோம். ஆனா அது நம்மளும் மனுஷங்க தானே. But when I think about you, I'm like, oh my god, 30 years நம்மலாம் எந்த மூளை. You drive me, you give me that urge, இல்ல அப்படினு செய் அப்படி.
But what you say is true. I'm also human.
Yes,
I also have times in my life I say போதும். We have done so much, this society doesn't change.
Yes, yes,
you go back, you put one foot front, you go back 2 steps backward, and then you see even today I say 30 years ago I still was handling domestic violence cases. Just
Now?
Yesterday also I have to deal with a domestic violence case, so I am thinking what has changed. That is a frustration. But I say no, we must still continue.
Yes.
So sometimes I say enough, I think I have done enough, let other people do. I'm not going to do anymore. Ana the manasu oda matudhu nammala, because we have already been in it. Then I said no, I must continue to do, so for me this kind of platforms are important to
Of
talk
course, Akka.
to talk to people out there to say that every one of us have a role to play.
Yes, yes.
ஒரு சின்ன வழியில you don't even have to take the woman to the police station.
ஆமா.
You just say என்னங்க அந்த ஷோ பார்த்தேன், இந்த நம்பர் கொடுத்தாங்க, இங்க கூப்பிடுங்க, அவங்க உதவி செய்வாங்க.
முடிஞ்சு.
That's all.
Yes.
You had just given one helpline number and that will make that person take it or leave it. I mean, you have done your part.
Yes,
just
you
that
have
yes, just as your role, you have done that because you knew about it and you have given it.
Of course.
So
I mean, you are amazing, Laka. Now, before we end, I want to ask you few short questions. You just give me short answers. I want the world to know who you are. I mean, of course, இவ்ளோ நீட் பேசுனதுல எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். You are amazing and I'm really happy I brought you in because you are a person எப்படி தெரியுமா, அப்படியே செஞ்சுட்டே போவீங்க. யார் அக்னாலேஜ் பண்ணுறாங்க, யார் யூ ஆர் நாட் அ சோஷியல் மீடியா பர்சன், யூ டோன்ட் கம் அண்ட் இப்போ எது செஞ்சாலும் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. ஆனால் நீங்கள் 30 இயர்ஸாக எவ்வளோ செஞ்சுருக்கீங்க. பட் டுடே பீப்புள் வில் நோ ஹூ யூ ஆர். ஸோ ஐ வாண்ட் டு ஆஸ்க் யூ ஒன் வேர்ட் தட் டிஸ்கிரைப்ஸ் யுவர் ஜர்னி. ஒரு வேர்ட் கொடுங்க பார்ப்போம். இந்த 30 இயர்ஸ் ஜர்னி ஒரு வேர்ட். ஒன் வேர்ட் பரவாயில்ல, 2-3 வேர்ட்ஸ் கூட ஓகே. ஆனால் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க?
one word, humanity lah.
Humanity, right? எனக்கு வந்து when I see you, love. அவ்வளவுதான் எனக்கு ஃபீல் பண்ணுது. Because if you don't have love, you wouldn't have done this.
But it's true.
So much
the whole world is actually hunger is for love.
For love. Yeah. And you have been doing that till now. அடுத்தது, a community that changed your life. எந்த communityன்னு சொல்லுவீங்க உங்க லைஃபை மாத்துனது?
Community that changed my life.
Of course all. ஆனா பர்టిక్యులரா இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு இதுதான் என் காலிங் அப்படின்னு சொல்ற ஒரு கம்யூனிட்டி இருக்கா?
Oh, of course, if you say community, it is the Indian community.
Community.
Indian community is the closest to my heart. And all the training that I have received, I have always take it back to the Indian community because we as Indians, we speak good Tamil.
Yes.
So Tamil la நம்ம சொந்த மொழியில பேசுற மாதிரி எங்கேயுமே வராது. So all that knowledge I have on the gender based violence, on the rights of women, I translate it into Tamil because I want to see the improvement, the change,
of course,
the betterment for the Indian communities. You know, once I was telling my friend at one time, Indians in this country were known for what, you know, number road kattuno, number mountain vettuno, railway tracks potom. This is what we have contributed to this country, you know. The rubber trees வந்து ஒரு மரத்துல இருந்து ஒரு மரம் 300 trees you cut a day. This is the Indians contribution to this country. நம்ம அப்படி இருந்தவங்க இன்னைக்கு நம்மள என்ன சொல்றாங்க? குடிகாரன், பொண்டாட்டி. You ask people, India pukul bini, mabo, gangster, bunuh orang, malas, bunuh orang. We are getting this name. எனக்கு அது ரொம்ப கவலையா இருக்கு. I feel very very sad that what we brought into this country today, people have forgotten about us Indian, of who we were, you know. So we today I want to change that. I want us to be respected, that Indians live with respect and dignity.
Very true, very true, Akka. We have to bring that back, especially through our children, our young ones. Pa avanga mooliyama da நம்ம shape பண்ணி கொண்டு வரணும். Right, Akka? And another one I want to ask you, what is your advice to all the young activists, for our children, teenager, those people with fire burning, want to do something for humanity and community? Enna advice கொடுப்பீங்க Akka?
For the young people.
For the young people.
For young people, I know they have a lot of challenges, you know. So it is good that now today's youngsters படிக்கிறாங்க. Education is good, but they must also know their right as a human being, and a role that they can play in society.
Of course,
you know, they must be part of a movement, of an organization. They must have a connection to a body that supports people,
of course,
helps people. That they must do. They not only betterment for yourself, but also your contribution. Get connected, you know your rights, you know, because you see many of the young girls நல்லா படிச்சிடுறாங்க. When they go into the relationship, workplace and relationship, that is where you can see that they cannot handle themselves, because nobody have told them you have a right at the workplace, you have a right as a woman, you have a right as a wife. The rights nobody talk. And same it is also to the boys, you know, the boys to say that, you know, we are in the society together, we must equally respect each other, and let's live in a violent free society. The boys and girls and our youngsters
no gender, right?
No
it's
gender,
everyone.
you know. So the boys and girls today must change this society's perception of how we look at,
of course,
you know.
So people like you keep on doing this, empowering them. This is how we can change them, Akka. To first listen to them, understand how they are growing up. Adha vechi நம்ம அவங்களை shape பண்ணலாம். Because a lot of potentials and capacity அவங்களுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு தெரியாது, அப்படியோட deal பண்றோம். ஆனா Indians especially coming from so many types of sad and vulnerable backgrounds, அந்த முன்னேற்றம் வந்தாலும் எடுத்து வைக்க முடியல. So இதுதான் நம்ம செய்றோம், and you are an inspiration for this. One last question, Akka. After 30 years, what is one dream that you want to still achieve? Or a dream maybe இன்னும் achieve பண்ணல, எது நான் achieve பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க after 30 years?
One
very
dream,
nice to hear.
I want to see a violent free society lah. That is my dream, you know. I want men to respect women, women to respect men. I want that equal relationship in families, because when the parents start that equal relationships, their children follow.
Correct.
That's the values where you know, these are the values that we take from the family. Today, how you and your husband talk to each other is how your son and daughters are going to relate to people out there.
Very true,
you know.
very
so
true.
எனக்கு அந்த violence, you know, I really want no violence, to see no violence against women and girls especially, and equality with men and you know, men and women.
Beautifully said, Akka.
Thank you.
Thank you so
thank
much
you so
for today.
much.
Definitely going to have you back many times. But seriously, Akka, you shared so many experiences. It's not from books. You cannot get this from textbooks or magazines. You can only get this from heart. A dedicated and passionate heart, contributing yourself without even thinking about your own self. You're giving yourself out there. That's why the one word that comes to me when I see you is love. So thank you so much for being with us today. And we'll call you again. Akka, you are an inspiration for everybody. That is Miss Manohara Subramaniam, the great inspiration that I'm happy today everyone is going to know about. Thank you everyone. Till I see you all again for the next episode. Take care and God bless.